Hello there, my name's Carlo and welcome to another very cool video. We are going to be focusing on the third video, but I'm going to be basing it around the amazing Jetstrike pack. Um, the reason why I've done so many, well, two other videos on this pack is because Jetstrike has absolutely blown me away, to be perfectly honest. And I have heard rumours, I don't know if they're true, that Video Copilot is going to be doing a pack based around cars, which is going to be, if that is true, it's going to be pretty awesome. So this video is just going to be a little video. We're going to have a look at each jet that you get within Jetstrike in detail and show the rigs, how they rig, certain parts of the planes that move that can be animated, and that's basically it really. So this is not really a tutorial or anything like that. We're just going to be having a detailed look at each plane in turn in Jetstrike. Now I've done a little tutorial in the previous video, so I hope that was quite helpful to get people started. I am new to Jetstrike, so I'm still learning the basics of what it can do. I have recently purchased Particular, which is a pack that allows you to generate smoke streams from the back of jets, but I'm still in the process of basically figuring that out at the moment and learning it myself. So as soon as I've learnt it and I know what I'm doing and projects are starting to look reasonably good, I will start to do tutorials on that to try and help you guys out the best I can. Okay, so what we're going to do obviously is a traditional way. We're going to create a new composition, and then we're going to go to layer, new, and create a new solid, make it the comp size, and this is all you need to basically do to the old way of opening up elements. So we're just going to type in elements, drop elements on top, and that should bring up our elements pack at the top. So let's just fit that so it's a little bit better. So we're going to go to our scene setup so we can open up elements 3D. I don't know if I said this before, but if you do want to buy elements, Jetstrike, make sure that you update to 1.6.2, because you won't be able to run it on 1.6. It won't let you install it for some reason. But the update, when you actually buy Elements 3D from Video Copilots, this is basically a free upgrade anyway to 1.6.2. So we have our Jetstrike pack here. So what we're going to be doing is just having a look at each plane in turn. I don't want to bore you guys too much with it, but if you're into animation and rigging and stuff like that, maybe you will enjoy what you're about to see. So if there's some of you thinking, oh, I really want to go out and buy Jetstrike, but is it worth it? Hopefully this video will help you make the decision not to or not. So the first thing we're looking at the Airliner. So this is the Airliner here. It's a basic airliner. At the end of the day, there's nothing too special about it. But as you can see, these models are really detailed, and you can change the body textures as well. Like I said in previous videos, bring up intensity of the reflection. Like you can see, if you look at the plane, you can see the intensity going up and down. You can bring up the sharpness, the smoothness of the plane. You can basically do whatever you want to the body, and even change the lettering on the plane if you want to, but that'll be a just different tutorial. So rigging, so we open up everything. If you do this, it will basically open up everything the plane has to offer. So this rig control will open up everything. So as you can see, we've got the wheels. I think the ailerons move, which are just here. So if I try and zoom in and sort of get it at an angle so you can see, the ailerons, as you can see, move as well. I think the back wing plates move as well. If you can see, the back tail is moving. so, and the back wing flaps move as well. So it just basically, you know, adds a bit of dimension to your animation to make it just that little bit more realistic. Right, okay, so let's keep that. Let's go to the next plane. It's another airliner, very similar to the first one, so we're not going to go into too much detail because this basically operates exactly the same as the first airliner, but even these move as well. They spin, can you see? The engines spin as well. So if you've got a close-up shot, you want to do a fire scene, oh sorry about that, or something like that, you can make these move as well. Maybe you get, I don't know, a pilot get chopped up in there or something, and make an horror movie or something like that. Pretty morbid stuff, but hey ho, that's the sort of things we like to do because it's good fun. So that's that airliner. Like I said, pretty similar to the previous airliner, no different. So we'll move on to the airliner 3, which again is very, very similar to the previous two. Rig controls are basically identical. So you've got the wheels, you've got the engines, you've got the ailerons, you've got the back fin plate that moves like so. So no real big difference there. I mean, it's just a slight change in shape, but that's about it really. Let's change our light into cinema so we can get a bit more of a nicer look as we're looking through these planes. Okay, so we're going to get to another airliner here, which is more like a sort of same as the other three, but this is sort of like an army look sort of airliner, as you can see, but no difference in rig control. Everything opens up the same. These engines move, ailerons move, and that's about it. I think it gets a bit more interesting as we get into the fighter jets. Okay, so the big bad boy, which is Air Force One. This is one of the best planes I think that is in Jetstrike because it's absolutely humongous. But it's got two engines here, as you can see on either side. Same sort of scenario. Wheels come out. All these move. Back plates move. Ailerons move, as you can see. Back wing plates move. Tail moves, so on and so on. Okay, so chocks don't do nothing. Okay, no rig, because it tells you any plane that you can rig will be here. When you think that's riggable, will show up as a rig. There's nothing here, it's just some chocks. That's just for some background. Okay, so next, combat jet. This is where things start getting really interesting. So we've got quite a few pieces that move, so we'll start with the bottom. So when we open up, we've got the wheels, we've got the afterburner that moves, so we'll just move that like so. Not tremendously a lot, but when you add some heat displacement in there, boy does that look good. This opens up here at the top, which is the pilot bay, like so. Machine gun bay will open up like that. So yeah, not a bad little rig, that one. That's quite cool. So let's go to the next one. Let's look. So we've got Combat Jet 2, very similar to the other one, but a different shading, different colouring. Exactly the same. Wheels open up, nothing too special. The pilot bay opens up like I've just shown you, like that. So it's very similar to the others. All the ailerons move, stuff like that, so nothing too special. So again, jet number 3, very similar to the previous jets. So we've got wheels that come out, ailerons move, back tail moves, wings move, so on and so on. So there's not really a lot in these basic jets, but they are very effective for animation. And obviously, because not a lot moves, it's easier to animate and create something quite incredible, because it's so easy to animate something that's not when there's not a lot there, if that makes sense. Okay, so Combat Jet 4, as you can see, virtually identical to the previous 3, but different shading. Walls move, exactly the same as the other 3, but obviously a different look, which you can change. Afterburners are slightly different, not that different, but a little bit different. Okay, so we've got drone. Drones actually don't do a lot, to be perfectly honest. So if we do the rigging for the drones, a couple of wheels and a propeller at the back. But I really don't know why you would use this in a film or production. I don't know, maybe you're doing something creative, but yeah, I'm glad it's there. It's part of the pack, so I'm not going to complain. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip these two because they're virtually identical anyway, and I don't want to pay too much attention on things that look identical. So what I'll do, Jetfighter, Jetfighter 2 are virtually identical. I think Jetfighter 1 and Jetfighter 2, Jetfighter 1 is not as detailed as Jetfighter 2, so I'll just go back to Jetfighter 2. The rig is already up because I've opened it. So we've got machine gun bays, as you can see. We've got rocket bays. Everything is, you can animate separately in this, obviously. I'll show you in a minute, when you put it into your plane choice in After Effects, you can animate everything separately because it gives you separate rig controls for like the wheels, the rocket bays, the pilot hatch, so on and so on. So the afterburners are very, very cool here. So if we bring the rig down, and you can see it goes up and take off when it's going to go fast, and see you later. Very nice, very nice, very nice plane. Okay, so ground assault. Okay, so we've got 1 and we've got 2. So the way I think they've played it, Video Copilot, is very much like the Metropolitan pack. One is more detailed than the other. So if you look at this one, you've got this one here, but this one here is going to be more detailed than this one. It's going to have a lot more textures on it, a lot more detail. But this one's quite incredible because you've got all the propellers that open, the wheels, so on and so on. If we look at the bottom of the plane, the wheels sort of go in like so. Nothing too clever, but very effective anyway. So like I was saying, we look at the next one. It's more darker. This is a lot more detailed than the previous one, I think, because it's got a bit of lighting and stuff like that. But I think not only has it got detail, one is like a daytime plane and one is sort of like a nighttime plane, so hence why the lights are on. So if you look at this one here, you'll probably use this during a daytime scene in the sky, and this one, because it's a bit darker, it's ready to use in a nighttime scene. But obviously you can sort your brightness the way you see fit. Okay, so we've got Joint Strike. 1, 2, 3, 4 Joint Strike planes. I would assume these are all pretty much identical, but these have got so much rigs in it, it's frightening. These are the ones that are like, I don't know how the terminology we use it in London, but we call it sick. So look at the bottom. If you look at the bottom, let me get into a position where you can see it better. Watch this. This one is like the whole frigging plane opens at the bottom. So the afterburner points down for landing. You got the rockets, you've got the wheels, you've got the front wheels. Pretty incredible stuff. And you could just create some awesome animations with this. So if we bring it back, whoosh, bang, you're ready to go. Cockpit bay opens up at the top, and there's even like a refueling, a fuel or machine gun turret or whatever you want to call that, which is very cool. Very nice plane. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to look too much into the other 4, because as you can see, if I leave it like that and go like that, they're virtually all identical. Yeah, they're just basically different shadings, but they are very useful. Okay, so the big boys, the jumbo jet, absolutely first rate. I mean, I think the textures on this and the look on these planes, especially these jumbo jets, are just absolutely incredible. But very similar to the top planes, there's not really a lot these actually do. They do what a plane does, basically. Perfectly honest, I don't know what you expect it to do. But the wheels open up, the ailerons move, the engines move, back tail wing move, this bit up here moves, so on and so on. So jumbo jet 2 is going to be very similar, but just a different shading and a different colouring. You can, I'm going to do a tutorial on this next, for my next video, on how to put your own lettering actually on the side of these planes, put your own textures, because I think that's very, very cool. But I'm still trying to figure it out myself, so I get it perfect, so I don't look like a wally brain on video. I just pass any information on, actually, and to be perfectly honest, learn it, figure it out. Once I figure it out, I can pass it on, share the information. This has got a lot more wheels than the others, as you can see. Pop, so you got the back, and then you've got the front wheels as well, which is just there. Pop. All 4 engines move, similar to the other large airliners. Back tails move, like so. And that's really it for them large planes. Then you get pilot, no rigs for the pilot. You've got a fighter pilot. These don't do much. These are just for background. I don't know what the purpose, what you would use these for. But hey ho, like I said before, they're there, so who cares? They're free. The beautiful, beautiful stealth plane. It's not got a lot of rigging in it, but look at them smart bombs. Whoa, that's proper nuclear stuff, that is. Really, really cool. Let's look at the afterburner at the back, which is not a lot there, but when we close up, it's like something out of a space film, you know what I mean? Really, really nice. So you would use this for refueling. If you're doing a refueling video or animation where your aircraft's at the bottom, you've got a big jumbo jet, and this will land on top and refuel it in mid-air. That's what normally they're used for. So supersonic, very, very sick plane. Your afterburners move like so. Let's look at the bottom. All your rockets are connected to the side, so there is nothing really to open in a sense of missile base. So it's basically top, wheels, ailerons, and your afterburner. So tactical fighter, absolutely gorgeous plane. I mean, these ain't even got no lighting effect yet, do you know what I mean? And look at the lighting in these afterburners. But let's open it. Sick. Look, you've got brake in there, whatever that is. Yeah, missile bay. Do you know what I mean? Wheels, beautiful. So that's the tactical fighter, if I'm not too much mistaken. Okay, so tactical fighter 2 and tactical fighter 3. Very similar to the other ones, all identical but different shadings. Okay, so let's move on to the transport plane. This is very cool because this has actually got a refueling plug. Yeah, so this refuels planes in mid-air. So you could have this, you know, sort of flying above Air Force One, coming sort of down, animate it, and then you go, whoosh, let's refuel, baby. Job done. Right, very cool. Transport plane 2, very similar, like previous, different shadings. Transport plane 3, very similar, but we've got a larger engine up the top. And this is more of a commercial fueling station, so very, very cool. And finally, the very final one is the very same transport plane, but with a different logo and different shading. So there it is. Very, very nice indeed. So what you can do is just pick one of these. I don't know, probably pick the first one, click OK. And why is it giving me a pilot? A load of rubbish. So let's go to scene setup again. Let's turn all these off because we've been playing around with them. We've got every single one selected to add to After Effects. Okay, so transport plane. So we're just to add this into a scene like so, and what you would do is you go to layer and then first of all create a new camera. Show it easy is to animate very, very quickly. Let's click on that, bring it around, zoom it in the best you can. Let's bring our res resolution to about there. So we can zoom in like so. And like I was saying to you guys, it's very easy to animate these rigs, because if you look down here, as you can see, there is a separate rig for each part of the plane. So for instance, if I wanted to do the landing gear, I'd set a keyframe, move it a few seconds, then I'll bring the landing gear down like so, and it would automatically put a keyframe. So now when I sort of render it out to play it back, as you can see, the landing gear is coming down. So like I said, very easy to animate these rigs within After Effects and add your own background, so on and so on. So I hope, guys, this has been a bit of a help to you. I do promise you the next videos I have on Video Copilot are gonna be full on tutorials on how to make these suckers look really cool and very, very, very realistic, or the most realistic I can get. So I hope to see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.